Now we need to make our digital portfolio a little bit more exciting because we are artists after all. So I'm going to go down again. I'm under the creative process and we're working on our digital portfolios. And the lesson that we're looking at right now is designing your own digital portfolio banner. So for that, we're actually going to be using the program Canva. So there's a link here. It's canva.com. I already have it open. Now for you, it's going to ask you to sign in or log on if you haven't used it before. You're just going to log on. So I'm already logged on. So you click on log on and it's going to ask you how to log on, and you're just going to log on using Google, and that's just your your Google DDSB account. All right, so we're going to start off by designing an email header because we're using that because that template is the perfect size for what we need for our website banner. So just pick something that's blank. I love Canva, super, super easy. So for our website banner, something I need you to think of is this is a professional website and we're artists. So this is why we're designing our own banner ourselves, because everything that we put on our website, we want to reflect who we are and our art. So there's two things that we can do. Number one, if you want to use your own artwork in your banner, you totally can. And to do that, you're just going to hit upload, and you're actually going to upload your own artwork, and you can use that. Okay. Another thing that we can do is we probably want to pick something like a background. There are different elements that you could pick. I just don't want it to be cheesy. Like I don't, if you want to throw in some of this stuff, you totally can. All right. But so have fun with it. But, again, make it reflect your personality. Now, just a few things about Canva if you haven't used it before. If I hover over top of this, it says that it's free, so I could use that. There are some things, if I can find one, it's going to have, they're not free, and it's not the end of the world. It's going to ask you to pay for it, and you're not going to pay for it. You can either just not use it and pick something else, and if you do use it, you're just going to have a little bit of a watermark that says Canva on it. I don't really think it shows up too much. I'm going to pick a background. Now, ooh, that's cool. So pick any sort of background. You can't do, okay, so this one's not free, so that's why you have this Canva and it says remove watermarks. I'm not going to pay for that. I'm actually going to look for maybe an abstract background. Okay, so let me just pick out something. Well, it doesn't matter what it is. Let me just pick this. That's free. I can do that. Okay, perfect. So far, so good. Looking good. Now you can play with it. There's different effects that you can do to it. There's different filters. You can do a lot of neat stuff with it. So go ahead and play around with it. With any of these things here if you feel like it, or you can just totally leave it. Something else you can do is you can play with the or the transparency, or like the see-throughness, right? So if I want to make it a little bit more subtle, if it's too bright for me, I can do something like that. And that might be important in the next step. So add some backgrounds and stuff like that to it. If you want to add some elements on top of it, it's something that, works for you, totally go ahead. You could put a bunch of flowers on it. I mean, whatever you want to do, right? Again, just be careful not to make it too cheesy. Always make sure it's something that, reflects who you are. When you get something done in the background, then you want to add your name. So this, whether you're using your own artwork in the background or whether it's just images like I'm using here, you want to make sure, again, the font sort of also reflects, who you are, and like the type of font reflects your personality, right? So I would say, obviously, hey, it says fun. Definitely that would say that I'm more of a fun person. My artwork's kind of bubbly. For me, I'm pretty serious. So I'm just going to fool around. Ooh, that's kind of neat. I don't know. I'm going to pick something like this. So, of course, I'm going to change it. And I'm going to pick, again, this is a professional portfolio. So I'm going to say, I'm going to call it wide art. I put too many spaces there. Okay. I can highlight this, and of course I can change the different colors and everything that I want. So I don't know if you can tell, but I really like black, right? So I changed the font. So now that my font actually stands out from the background a little bit more, and that's really important. It's important that you can see your name. If you're finding that your name isn't showing up very much against a really bright background, that's where that transparency button is really handy. So if I want, I could actually fade out the background a little bit more, and then that way I can make sure that my font shows up. So that's really important, to make sure that your font, you can see what it says and it's not being distracted by the background. But luckily I chose black, so that works really well. I don't know if it would be the same if my name and everything was in white. So goof around with that until you like it. Once you're happy with that, then we're ready to download it and put it up on our website, which is super easy. So because I have got nothing paid here, this is all free stuff, it's going to work out really good. I can hit download and it's going to suggest a PNG file. That's perfect. Okay, so again, if there's any crowns here, if it's saying anything that you got to pay, I would prefer you, well, don't pay, obviously, and then I prefer you to actually just maybe pick something that's free. There's lots of free, really great stuff. Okay, so I'm going to download. Now for you, it's going to download right into your Google Drive, which is really convenient, and I don't have a Chromebook, so mine doesn't. So I'm going to go to Google Sites, and I have a gazillion websites going on here, but let me just use one of my demo ones just so I can show you. So then you got to open up, obviously, your website. So you're going to, just to remind you, sites.google.com. You're going to click on the website that you're editing. We're going to make sure we're on our home page here. So this about page, I'm actually going to just, I want to keep that. I wonder if I can just drag it. Will let me? Okay, don't stress about that. I could actually just delete that. We're going to put something later there. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to trash it. I'm going to put a header here later. But right now, I'm going to actually just change this. This is kind of boring, right? And we don't want all of our websites to look the same. They do have images here for us, but it's pretty boring. So change image. I'm going to upload. Now, good luck with me finding it. Okay, there we go. I'm going to pick that. Dun, 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 and it should be ready to go. There we go. And remember, every time I make any change at all whatsoever to my digital portfolio, what do I have to do? I have to hit publish. Right? It's going to say review the changes. Yeah, looks great. Okay, publish, ready to go. Now, because I have your link, I can see it. So this changes it just for our home page, but you either are in my grade 10 urban art class or you're in my grade 11 urban art class. So you have a second page then for either grade 10 or 11. So if you want, you can use the same image for that, or you can make another one in Canva super easy and have it say 11 urban or 10 urban. Okay, last thing I want to do, because this is our main page, and what's happened as I've lost, I don't know this isn't my about page anymore. So let's just put a title there. So on my right hand side where it says insert, I want to insert a text box, and it's going to put it right there. I'm going to select a title, and this is where I'm going to make it say out. Done. Okay, and then later on we're going to come back and we're going to add stuff here. So then that fixes everything. Again, I made a change, so I'm going to hit publish. Yeah, looks great. Okay, good. So we're ready to go. Okay, so give it a shot. Can't wait to see what it's going to look like.